Sometimes when you hear bad news, it's like a door suddenly closing, unexpected, jarring and heavy. And it's easy to feel like that door marks the end of something, like there's no way forward. What if I told you that this moment, the very one you see as a closing, is also the beginning of something new? That's right, the ending could actually be the start of something completely fresh, something even better. You see, you may already know that endings, they're often followed by new beginnings. Think of the end of the day. When the sun sets, the day is over, yes, but there's something else that happens. The night comes in, bringing rest and renewal. And when morning comes again, the day is ready to start anew, with fresh possibilities. This natural cycle is happening all the time, even when we don't notice it. But now I'd like you to notice it, just for a moment. Imagine the cycle of life, like waves gently rolling on the shore. Each wave comes in, then retreats, only to return again, bringing something new with it. Now notice how this idea feels in your mind, how you can let go of the notion that bad news means the end. Instead, feel how it can open the door to a brand new path, a new chapter, a new set of possibilities. In fact, take a moment to think about a time when you faced something that seemed like bad news. Maybe it was a setback, a disappointment, a loss. And yet, what happened after that? Perhaps you found a new direction. Maybe something surprising or unexpected showed up. Something that wouldn't have come into your life if that bad news hadn't occurred. So most of this, life is a puzzle, and sometimes the pieces need to be shuffled before they fit just right. Think of it this way. Sometimes things don't work out because there's something even better waiting for you. Picture a garden. Sometimes the plants that grow the strongest and most beautiful start from seeds that have been buried deep in the soil. The seed in this tiny form looks so small and fragile, and yet it holds within it the potential to become something far more powerful. Even when the seed is pushed down in the dark, it's actually growing, it's reaching, it's getting ready to burst forth into something new and wonderful. And you know, there's something deeply interesting that happens when we face challenges. It's almost like your mind naturally starts to look for new solutions, new ways of thinking, new ways of being. Just like when you walk to a dark room, you might feel uncertain, but as soon as you find the light switch, you see the room in a completely different way. That switch, that moment, is right there, waiting for you to discover it, to make the choice to turn it on, to see things in a whole new light. So the next time something seems like bad news, I want you to remember this. It might not be an end at all. It could be your chance to reinvent, to renew, to grow in ways you hadn't even imagined yet. Bad news doesn't mean you stop. No, it could be the spark, the invitation to move in a new direction, to uncover something more powerful, more fulfilling, more you. Because sometimes it's in those moments of seeming lost that we learn who we truly are, what we truly want, and what we're truly capable of. And when you start to see that every challenge carries the seeds of its own solution, you can begin to trust that what's happening now is a step towards something greater. And as you're learning this, you might begin to notice how your beliefs about what's possible shift, how your mind begins to embrace that even the toughest situations, they can give way to growth, to opportunities, to a deeper sense of purpose. Maybe, just maybe, the next time you face bad news, you'll be the one smiling, because you'll know it's just the beginning of something wonderful, something that's waiting for you to discover it. And as you keep moving forward, you may notice that each step brings you closer to the things you've always wanted. Isn't it curious how life works like that? And now, as you continue to move forward, trust that this new perspective, this new belief, is already working inside you. It's already changing the way you see, think, and feel about what's possible. And the more you allow it to unfold, the more you'll notice how every ending is simply a prelude to something even better, something just waiting for you. And as you allow your mind to deepen into this experience, you might begin to notice a shift, a subtle transformation in the way that you think, in the way you see the world around you. You see, it's not about trying to convince yourself that bad news doesn't mean the end. No. It's much more natural than that. It's about remembering that all change, all growth, comes from moments of challenge, of transition, of things that seem uncertain at first. Think about it. When you plant a seed, it's not the seed's final form. It's just the beginning. A beginning that looks so simple, so small, yet holds within it all the potential for greatness. What if in your life, bad news is like that seed? A small seed, sometimes buried in the dark. But in the dark, it's already growing, already reaching for something more. Can you begin to feel the ease with which this shift can happen? The ease with which your mind can open to new possibilities, new perspectives, and new ways of thinking, simply by allowing this natural flow to take place. It's so easy to let the mind just relax into this understanding, knowing that everything, every challenge, every obstacle is part of a larger pattern, part of a greater path. You've probably heard people say, "This too shall pass," and in that there's truth. What if it didn't just pass? What if in fact it was the catalyst for something amazing? Something you couldn't yet see, but would soon understand. Something that's been waiting just beyond the horizon of your awareness. It's like you're walking in a fog. You can't see too far ahead. Yet you keep moving step by step, and with each step, the fog lifts just a little more. And as it lifts, you begin to see new paths, new roads, new opportunities. They were always there, just hidden from view, until the right moment. Imagine now, you can trust this process, knowing you don't need to see the full picture right now to understand it's unfolding in a way that will benefit you. It's unfolding for you. Every challenge is a step towards clarity, towards growth, towards becoming the person that you're meant to be. And notice as you let that sink in, how your mind can begin to recognize a new belief. A belief that bad news is simply information. It's just data. Nothing more, nothing less. Information that tells you what needs to change, what needs to be adapted, what needs to be understood in a new way. Information that, when processed properly, will always lead you forward. Can you sense how you're now beginning to think of bad news, not as an obstacle, but as a signal that something important is ready to emerge in your life, perhaps something you hadn't even considered before? What if I told you that all the challenges, all the changes, all the subtle shifts, they can happen in a way that feel effortless? Can you imagine for a moment? You don't have to force yourself to believe something new. No. All that's needed is for you to relax, to trust that every piece of information, every experience, every situation, is helping to expand your awareness, helping to shape you into a stronger, wiser version of yourself. You might start to notice how things that you once thought were difficult, even painful, they're now starting to feel different, perhaps even exciting. And it's not about pretending, no. It's about seeing the truth that every experience, good or bad, it's simply another step in your unfolding journey, another step towards becoming the fullest, most powerful version of who you already are. You can begin to feel this, can't you? The shift, the power, the freedom in knowing that even bad news doesn't stand in your way. It's simply another wave in the ocean, another step in the dance of life. Every setback, every challenge is like a doorway. And at the threshold of each door, there's something new, something expansive, waiting for you to embrace it. It's as if in these moments you've been given a new lens through which to view your world. A lens that naturally brings clarity. A lens that reveals how all experiences, even the ones that seem difficult, there are opportunities for growth, for change, for greater freedom. And as you continue to let this shift happen inside, you begin to notice how much easier it is to see the positive aspects, the opportunities that exist in every situation. Can you feel it? The ease in recognizing that a challenge is simply the mind's way of inviting you to grow, to expand, to become more than you were before. It's almost as if you're tapping into a deeper, more natural wisdom. Wisdom that knows deep down that every moment is a doorway to something greater. Now at each breath you take, you might begin to feel this belief embedding itself even more deeply within you. It's like a gentle unfolding, like the petals of a flower opening in the morning sun, expanding ever so slowly, but with grace. Imagine this flower, this beautiful blossom, blooming with each new realization, each new belief. You're not forcing it. It's happening naturally, effortlessly. Just like the way you breathe, the way you think, and the way your heart beats. And in this process you can relax, knowing with every passing moment you're embracing the truth that life is filled with opportunities for renewal, for growth, and for transformation. The next time something feels like bad news, you'll simply recognize it as a stepping stone, a signal that something new is ready to emerge. The fog lifts, paths clear, and you're walking into your future step by step, with certainty, with ease, and with excitement. You've just begun to tap into something much larger, something that's always been available to you. The belief that bad news can never stop you, can never be the end. Because you now understand it's simply part of a larger process, a process of growth, change, and infinite possibility. And now, as you relax even deeper, trust that every part of you is already integrating this new understanding, this new belief. It's already working inside you, shaping your thoughts, your actions, your responses. Can you feel the strength in knowing that you are in fact capable of turning any challenge into a new beginning? That you're already a master of transformation. And as you continue to embody this belief, you'll start to notice how it shows up in your life. How you respond to challenges with grace, with understanding, with wisdom, ready for whatever comes next, knowing there's always something better on the other side. And in this process, you're expanding, growing, and evolving into the most powerful version of yourself.